I mean, there's really nowhere to go. We can go to the Tohsaka residence for no reason? Sure, why not? Again, probably another scene where nothing really happens. But might be like a hint, you know, what you need to do to actually activate the scene, maybe. The residential district's topmost house, the Tohsaka Mansion. With the master gone, it is now Fuyuki's haunted house in both name and reality. I'm gonna clean it. Standing in front of the gate, I look up and mutter. Tohsaka's somewhere in Britain right now, and she asked me to come and clean the house from time to time, so I don't have much choice. For that length of time, I think it'd be enough just to keep the doors and windows shut, but since she asked, I really should do a proper job. Taking out the keys, I recall the incantation to release the seal. There are 2 layers of locks while she's absent, so anyone other than Tohsaka will find it rather difficult to enter. Mittelstan. Did it deactivate? The key turns, I pull out a mountain of newspapers and letters that are blocking the mailbox. If I can't get in, that'll be really funny. Well, not for me, though. If I tell Tohsaka I wasn't able to do any cleaning because I couldn't get the key to work, who knows what kind of a scolding I'll get. You know, I wonder if Archer's around. Did Archer stay here, or did he go with Tohsaka? Actually, I don't know. For a brief moment, I'm stunned. The room, lined with soft carpet floors, full of expensive, antique-looking furniture. Being used to a purely Japanese-style environment, I'm at wit's end. That really expensive-looking Navu light standing over there, it looks fragile enough to break it if you touch it wrong. There are tons more things like that everywhere. Can you say that? Navu? Nava? Navu? Navu? I think it's French for, like, new, basically? I don't know. Now, Sakura would be used to cleaning Western-style houses. I regret not bringing her along. Maybe we should do that for the next timeline. The next time loop. For now, let's just air it out and wipe off the dust. I give the room a once-over, open the shutters, and open the windows. It is kind of dusty. Okay. And then we clean. Amazing. Probably in the storage room under the stairs. Which reminds me, Tohsaka did tell me something really mean. She said that if I become her live-in apprentice, I would have to sleep in that storage room. Am I a maid, or maybe some kind of boy wizard or something? Flapping the brush, I dust the room. Rather than just cleaning, this is more like going sightseeing in Tohsaka's house for the year-end cleaning ceremony. I look through the bunch of keys for the one to the basement. Well, there it is. Western-style houses are also grand for having basements. Amazing. Movies and novels tell me that the mansion's basement which should have a wine cellar or stuff like that. What should I do if it has a dungeon? I don't know. It is where she summoned Archer, right? Or not really. He, I guess, started the ritual here, but Archer popped up somewhere else, I guess. Even if it is pretty much the same as the storehouse at our place, the tension of knowing that many rituals have been held here makes me hold my breath. Thinking of what Tohsaka must have done here stirs deep emotions. What kind of human sacrifices did she do? I don't know. Probably not. However, that's not what caught my eye. Oh. Actually, pretty normal basement. There's hula hoops, there's a exercise ball, punching bag. There's like that weird, like, you know this thing? I don't know what it's called, but the thing where you do like weird, like, martial arts on. Is it broken? I don't know. It looks broken. What's athletic equipment doing here, I wonder? I mean, we do know in the Element Blade Works route, you know, she does know Kung Fu. Or at least, well, not Kung Fu, but like, what's it called? Like some sort of like Bakwen? Some sort of like ancient Chinese martial arts or something, which I did look up, and there's actually not a lot of information on it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure how to comment on his presence. Actually, Tohsaka did say she was doing push-ups and sit-ups before going to sleep. Sooner or later, she'll bring in all sorts of equipment and look just like a gym. Amazing. Dumbbells don't suit her room, so she probably decided to put them here. However, I think I've seen somewhere even more private than the contents of a dresser. Tohsaka Rin is quite the athlete, actually, as it turns out. Let's just pretend I never saw any of this. The house should have gotten plenty of air by now, so I guess I'll leave early. She probably has abs. She probably gets shredded. Amazing. Reminds me of that anime, you know? What's it called? Dumbbell, you know, how many, like, what's the... I forget what the full name is, but, you know, it's that exercise anime, basically, where it's a bunch of waifus that want to, you know, learn how to exercise in the gym, and there's, like, an anime about that. So, did I lock it well? It's starting to bother me again. I can at least tell that if I don't improve my magic, things are going to be tough in more ways than one. Okay. Nothing new here. Actually, there's actually nothing new at all. If I go back to probably these scenes, probably nothing happens, yeah. I guess we actually will have to use the skip function. It's noontime, so yeah, we can just skip, right? Because it goes like morning, noon, then evening, right? Unless, I don't know. I'll double check, but... yeah, we can just skip that. There's an option to skip. I don't know if you saw that on OBS. I probably didn't get captured. But okay, yeah. It does like skip to like, you know, nighttime. I just wanted to double check. But let's see, I guess talk to Ryder, why not? Talk to Ryder. We talk with Saber a lot, let's talk to Ryder now. Now then, speaking of things to ask Ryder about the Holy Grail War. I'm at the door to Ryder's room. I don't like this, but I have to ask Ryder what she thinks. I couldn't ask in the morning since the opportunity didn't present itself. Should be a little easier to get a serious face-to-face conversation flowing at this hour.
Oi, Ryder, 話があるんだけど.
I speak out as I slide the door open. We'll chat for a bit, then depending on how it goes, I'll try asking about her real intentions.
そうですね。正直に言ってしまえば、桜に危険が及ばなければそれでいい。仮に聖杯戦争が本格化し、町が崩壊したところで、私は何も。
That's pretty extreme. So, not having Sakura around turned out to be a plus. She speaks her mind calmly with no reservations. On second thought, that's definitely a minus. The intensity of her reply sends shivers down my spine.
そうか。なんだ。万が一にもありえないんだけど、仮に桜が戦う気になったら、その時点で戦闘開始ってことかな。
桜が勝利を望むのであればそうなります。私は私のできる範囲で今度こそ聖杯戦争を勝ち抜くでしょう。学園を血に染めたようにキャスターを上回る規模でフォートを展開させる覚悟もある。
An even bigger blood fort Andromeda? I remember every time she's activated that, you know, weird like boundary field where she sucks the energy out of the students at the school, she would always do it when with Shinji as her master, technically, right? And but because Sakura's her master, I wonder, like, I guess she would have the capacity to make an even bigger one, you know? Her powers are much more stronger when Sakura is her master rather than Shinji, obviously.
それを阻むというのであれば、あなたが相手でも容赦はしません。
This is problematic. Although it's a really big if by a stroke of really bad luck Sakura decides to make such a decision, I can't tell Ryder that I won't go against her, painful as it is. If Sakura were to lose her way, don't lose your way in your mind. No. Then I will have no choice but to resist. Yeah, I mean, that happens in Heaven's Feel. Ryder knows this full well, so she didn't ask me to ally with Sakura.
いっか。そんなもしもの話は置いておいて。しかし意外だな。ライダーはもっと受動的な性格だと思ってた。
I did not expect to hear that she would sacrifice the whole town's population. The image of Ryder that I got over the last 6 months is that a woman who has many interests, but simply doesn't act on most of them.
ええ、シローの推測は正しいと思います。私は自分から行動することには慣れていませんから。けれど機会がそちらから訪れるのなら話は別です。戦いになるのなら全力を尽くします。殺す時は殺す。容赦なく残酷に、二度と蘇らないよう、二度と私に挑むなどと思わないよ
うに。ライダー。
It feels as if my blood's about to literally freeze up. Her mystic eyes behind her glasses, though suppressed, paralyze my extremities.
でもそれは喧嘩を売られた時の話だろ。いや、仮にさくらが戦う気になっても、さくらはそんな方法は許さない。違うか。
でしょうね。けれど私とさくらの方針は根本が異なります。セイバーも言っていたでしょう。その時になれば私は手段を選ばないと。否定はしません。私はセイバーのように高潔な魂は持っていない。戦いになれば人格を変貌させ、思うままに人を殺して回るでしょう。
I get an unpleasant feeling of deja vu. Ryder's self-deprecating reply blends together with an ominous image.
違う。そんなことはない、ライダー。半年も同じ家で暮らしたんだぞ。ライダーがどんな人間かは嫌でも感じ取れる。お前、あんたがあんなのと同じだなんて言わせない。
Same as them? What does he mean by that? I don't know. It's because of my dizziness. Like an idiot, I let my feelings flare up in a way that's very unlike me.
シロ、いい機会です。一つ忠告しておきましょう。私は怪物です。あなたたちが伝え聞いた通りの人々に恐れられた魔物なのです。この手は血に汚れている。かつて私は神殿で多くの勇者に挑まれ、例外なく食い尽くした。こうして今人の姿をしているからといってそれを否定することはできません。
メドゥーサの伝説は知ってる。
Medusa.
けどあれは向こうからやってきたもんだろ。ライダーはいつだって襲われる側だったじゃないか。
I mean, yeah, Medusa tends to be, supposed to be the villain and everything, and she was supposed to have, like, snake hair, but she doesn't. It wasn't Ryder's fault that she was turned to an ugly monster, or that she was hunted by humans. The female monster by the name of Medusa has always been the victim in the end.
その証拠に、今ここにいるライダーは人を襲わない。さくらを大事に思ってくれて、俺たちにだって気を使ってくれるちゃんとした人間だ。
それは私が英霊としてのメドゥーサだからです。サーバント、いえ、英霊は英雄の全盛期の姿で召喚されます。今ここにいる私はメドゥーサと呼ばれたものが人の形をしていた頃の私に過ぎません。ですがメドゥーサである以上、怪物に変貌する側面もあるのです。私はあなたが思い描く人間ではない。それは文字通りの怪物で、醜悪に変貌し際限なく増大した人間にとっての絶対悪と呼ばれるものです。
Even I've thought about it before. The difference between the female monster in Greek mythology and Ryder's present form. She's just too much like a cute anime girl. How can she be a monster? I simply assumed that the myth was wrong. But such naive thoughts were no consolation in the face of this curse.
私は殺しました。殺すたびに変わっていった。私の名が強大になればなるほど挑んでくる人間の数は増えていく。 ドと魔と英雄は循環する勢力です。人間は魔にはかなわない。何千の兵隊を差し向けようが、人である限り怪物には太刀打ちできない。
The food chain between humans, demons, and heroes. Accidentally skip through the thing there. About her like voice acting again. Whoops! Stop doing that. Is there a way? I thought there was a way to. Yeah, I thought I activated, but there's an option here. It says here, "Don't stop currently playing voice when clicking." I thought I activated that, but I guess I didn't save. Let me try that again. Okay. Hopefully this time is in the future when I accidentally skip through the dialogue, it doesn't like stop, you know, the actual voice acting. Anyway. The food chain between humans, demons, and heroes. Humans cannot win against demons. Demons are defeated by heroes, and heroes are regulated by humans. Is that how it works? I don't know. A weird, like, triangle. Thanks to that rule, the now transformed monster Medusa endlessly murdered humans to grow stronger, only to be sacrificed to one lone hero.
それが私の正体です、シロウ。私のオリジナルになる存在がどのような姿か。
Well, I played Fate Go, so I think I do know, actually.
この私が神殿に閉じこもり、どれほどの歳月と勇者を飲み込んで、どんなものに変貌してしまうかなど、あなたにはわからない。私にだって、この後私がどんな怪物になるか考えることさえできないのですから。
No matter how much I try to overlook it, her real self is that of a monster, Ryder explains matter-of-factly. I've neither the right nor power to deny that.
なんだってこんな時に言うんだ。俺はライダーをそんな風に見たことはないし、これからだって変わらない。ただ、セイバーと同じように。
I thought I'd tell her not to fight needlessly from now on. Hearing the confession it led to, I fully regret it.
情けない。俺にはライダーにそんなことをするなって言うことしかできない。
いいえ、私も意地が悪かった。どうしてか今のシロウに話して困らせたいと思ったのです。けれどこれでよかった。あなたが日々私に抱いてくれる間違いは嬉しくもあり辛くもあった。だからもしもの時のためにきちんと知っておいてほしかったのです。
I no longer sensed the dark shadow that had lingered up until now. Ryder, back to her usual self, quickly bows her head.
迷惑をかけてすみません。ですが忘れないでください、シロウ。その時になれば私は人間を喰らう怪物になるということを。
I guess, she says with a smile. In her voice, I can sense a faint, pleading tone.
わかった。その時は俺も覚悟を決める。けど、それはもしもの話だ。さくらがライダーのマスターである限り、決してその時なんて来ないよ。
I wonder how much of her feelings I understood. At the very least, I look her straight in the eye and leave the room. Okay. Interesting scene of Ryder. Her whole like aspect about being Medusa and everything. If we ever have to fight her, be sure to bring a mirror shield, you know? Is that how she was defeated, you know? I mean, at least in a lot of fiction, you know, you always see when you fight a Medusa, in order to counter the stone gaze, you bring a mirror shield and then she stares at herself and then she turns herself into stone. Or something like that. So we have two options. Let's talk to Ilya, let's talk to Saber. Let's talk Saber. Why not?
セイバー、お茶受け作ったけど食べるか?
I followed the instructions on TV and tried to make an unusual kind of a donut. It's called Sata Andagi in Okinawa, apparently. Considering it's my first attempt, the result turned out to be quite decent. I'll get Saber to sample some of the tea I brought along.
白ですか? 少し待ってください.
A rummaging noise can be heard from the inside, rather. Finally, the sliding door opens.
お待たせしました。どうぞ入ってください。
邪魔する。
I placed a tray of the satanagi and tea on the table in the middle of the room. Okay, interesting. This is like Saber's room. We haven't seen this before.
シロ、これは
Looks very plain, actually. Like similar to Ryder's room, I guess. At least Ryder's room, has a lot of books and everything, but Saber's room is actually not very much decorated at all, really. Right? Filled with anticipation, Saber's eyes are fixed on the table. If she had a tail, it'll probably be wagging non-stop by now.
あ、テレビでやってたんで作ってみたんだ。なかなかうまそうだろ。
I pour some tea from the pot and offer it to her.
試作品につき少数限定だけど。揚げたてを食った方がうまいかなって早速持ってきてみた。これで好評なら今度全員分作ってみようかと思って。
なるほど。ではいただいて良いのですね。
どうぞ。口に合うかどうか自信はないけどな。
シロが作ったものです。それにこんなにも良い香りなのですから、味にも間違いはないでしょう。では、ありがたく。
Her palms close together in a gesture of thanks, and she proceeds to stuff a sataandagi in her mouth. Busy chewing, she doesn't make any comments. Her expression talks for itself, though. Then that means that it's a success. I let out a sigh and take a sip of tea. Well then. Though I'm content with just watching Saber chew away happily, I just remembered something, so I asked.
ところで、さっき何をしてたんだ？
はい。ちょうど着替えていたところでした。シロ、私も気になったことがあるのですが。
なんだ？
Did I make a mistake somewhere? Judging from the sampling, I thought it was quite good.
はい。リンやサクラに勧められたのですが、なぜ胸を隠す下着はあれほどに多様な種類が求められるのでしょうか？
Ah, yes. Yes, Shiro thought she was talking about the food, but apparently not. The tea in my mouth almost sprayed out. Good thing Saber phrased it in such a roundabout way. The fact that it took me a moment to comprehend the question was what saved me.
どうしてって言われてもな。
A guy would be stumped by the availability of so many types of bra as well.
確かに女性が肌を露出するべきではないという考えはわかります。そのための下着なのでしょうが、だとすれば何故見栄えにこだわる必要があるのですか？
When you...
こだわる？
I mean, for many reasons, I guess.
先日タイガたちにとある店へ連れて行かれたのですが、下着は本来見せるものでもないのに、あれだけの種類が置かれていることは理解に苦しみます。
ああ、それはつまり。
I feel kind of like a single father whose only daughter has finally hit puberty. But the way that this one daughter, that is Saber, has lobbed the question at me directly with no signs of hesitation completely precludes the possibility of avoiding the subject by just trying to joke about it. As if bra is the enemy.
それはあれだ。
You know. Thus, buying a brief moment for thought, I managed to come up with my very own answer, somehow.
きっと女の人のプライドの話だと思う。
プライドですか？
ああ。
I've just realized that I've said something totally stupid. Well, it might sound even more stupid if I just muddy the waters and not follow up with anything, so putting on a dead serious face, I explain.
やっぱ男物に比べたらさ、女性の下着っていうのは圧倒的に機能やら形状やらのバリエーションがあるわけだろ？
Why are you doing this, Shiro? You can't just admit that you don't know?
けど、
I don't know.
それって実用性だけが理由なんじゃないと思うんだ。
というのは？
つまり人と違うものとか自分が気に入ったものを身につけていたいっていう自尊心が働いてるんじゃないかなってさ。だからプライド。
ほう。
Oh.
シロ、耳が紅潮しています。
セイバーが恥ずかしいことを聞くからだ。
そうでしたか。すみませんシロ。こんなにあなたを困惑させる問いかけとは思い至らず。リンに聞いた時はシロに尋ねれば満足のいく答えがもらえると言われたので。
そう。
Great, I'll keep that in mind. Next time I get a chance, I'll make sure her dinner is full of sugar.
あり
Okay.
がとうシロ。特進が行きました。
A funny animation there.
本当か？
I guess the idea is that, you know, Rin is just trolling Saber by making Shiro answer the question. And thereby trolling Shiro as well. Well, my glance unconsciously falls on Saber's white chest as she's now feeling with her fingertips. I hurriedly raise my head, changing the line of sight to look her straight in the eyes.
嘘などつきません。プライドはすなわち誇りですから、私にも理解できるものです。
悪い、疑ったんじゃないんだ。なんていうか、こういう話題にはどうも自信が持てなくて。
Have you tried wearing a bra, Shiro? You should try that. Maybe then you'll know. I don't know. Well, that's no problem. She shakes her head. Because funnily enough, you know, when you compare bust sizes, especially, well, at least when he's older, when Shiro's older, his bust size is actually larger than a lot of the other servants in Fate Go, as it turns out. People have done the science, you see.
ご存知のように、そもそも私は女の身であることをひた隠しにしておりましたから、いかにも女性らしい衣服とはまるで無縁でした。それでもここぞという場所での装いには気を配ったものです。
Have you been trying to hide your feminine side? I don't know. Saber pretty much looks feminine to me. Maybe it's because I'm so used to anime. You know, anime girls.
鎧と兜が普段着みたいなものって思ってたな。
How how like supposedly like manly, I don't know, it's like supposedly like manly anime characters are designed, they're still feminine is the thing. Like Saber in general is still feminine. Like, I don't know, if you really wanted to really hide her feminine characteristics, then I would think she would have like bulging muscles or something like that. And her like hairstyle will be different. I don't know, because the fact that she's braiding her hairstyle, I don't think is very masculine. I don't know. Anyway.
戦士としてならそれは自然です。が、絶えず武装しているわけにもいきません。将として味方への信頼を表すために鎧を脱ぎ、王として威厳を示すために正装を求められる。そんな機会もしばしばあった。例えば、そう、喜ばしき凱旋。そのような折には、民の誇れる主君たらんと豪奢の限りを尽くして華やかに着飾り振る舞う。
そっか。王様がいつまでも鎧を外さなかったら周りも気が休まらない。
Hearing a satisfactory response, Saber nods.
そしてそういった華やかな衣装に私自身が逆に奮い立たせられることも少なくなかった。そんな考えを得ていたことをシローの言葉からふと思い出しました。
誇りを王の衣装から感じ取っていたんだな。
はい。後の世のそれに比べれば素朴なものですが、それでも私の目には熟練の職人と縫い子によって王のために仕立てられたあの衣装がとても輝いて見えた。大しく真紅の竜が縫い取られたチュニック、金糸で縁取られたキルトのマント、まばゆいクラウン。
Ah yes, the dazzling crown. I mean, she does wear that in her final ascension art in Fate Go.
そういった衣装にそれを通すだけで疲れを忘れ、気の引き締まる思いを味わった時が確かにありました。もはや現代の女性は男性に従うべき定めにはない。ですからその胸に誇りを秘めながら日々を過ごすのは当然のことです。
It all goes back to the bra.
そこには私の経験と一脈通じるものがある。 下着にこだわりを持つことで、より女であろう、自分らしくあろうとする気持ちをわずかながらでも理解できたと思います。
Taking a breath, she adds, looking embarrassed.
ありがとう、シロ。こんな自明のことにも気づかぬ無粋な私です。
そんなことないって。
Letting out a sigh, she steals another quick glance at the plate with one last sata anagi remaining. No need to say anything, I just push the plate towards her.
まあおいおい頑張ろう。
何をですか？
Satisfied expression on her face, Saber finishes the sata andagi and brings her palms together in a gesture of gratitude.
ごちそうさまです、シロ。素晴らしい、素晴らしいです。このサーターアンダギーは定番おやつ10血臭に迎え入れるに十分な力量の持ち主と思われます。
よし、そりゃよかった。あれ、どうかしたか？
There's no more left, but
いえ、たった今の今まで誇りや女らしさを語っていたのに、たちまち食い気に心移りでは我ながらあまりに寂しいと。
気にするなって。セイバーが食い気を書いたら本気で心配する。
laugh. For now, I have no choice but to laugh. Okay.
シロ、私もリンやサクラやタイガを見習って女を磨かなければいけませんね。
Again, I have to be honest. Saber is plenty feminine enough. I don't know why she has this. She has this like weird complex. I believe in the Fate round in particular. I don't know. She has this weird complex where she, specifically said that she's too like masculine and everything, right? She's too used to being manly. But really, I mean, just by looking at her, I mean, come on, she's like an anime girl. It's like no one can tell otherwise. So it's kind of like it's weird to me.
いや、藤姉はどうかな。
Maybe someone who's like, you know, more ambiguous in gender-wise, maybe, but like, not Saber. Saber is just obviously a woman. I don't know. Anyway, no matter how you put it, this is just one strange conversation. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Instinct tells me to start putting away the tableware.
おや、タイガはシロの感じているよりも女らしいと思いますよ。距離が近すぎるだけです。
Oh well, I don't know. Maybe to be fair, it's kind of like it's more so how she acts, you know, more than her own appearance. You know, maybe that's the idea. I don't know.
そうか？
ところでシロ、よろしかったら今度ランジェリーショップというものに一緒に出かけてみませんか？
Of course. Anytime.
俺が？
Uh-oh. I must have mixed up some kind of fast-acting drug as one of the ingredients.
先ほどは偉そうなことを言いましたが、私は自分自身に対しての衣服が似合う似合わないという感性がさっぱりないので、シロの目から見て満足してもらえるようなら、私も嬉しい。
それも遠坂の差し金か？おい、無茶言うな。
そんな露骨に狼狽するようなことですか？店内には男性の付き添い客もおりました。慣れない場所で恥ずかしいのは私も同様です。
違う、立場が全然違う。
では一緒に頑張るというのは出任せですか？
How can you disappoint her, Shiro?
ちゃんと聞いてるじゃないか。
You have to go to that lingerie shop now. You have to.
とにかく下着選びの相談は遠坂やさくらに頼む。
いいえ、いつまで経っても教えられる側に甘んじるわけにはいきません。聞けば見せるためのものすらあるそうではないですか。ならば是が非でもシロには見立てていただきます。
Underwear designed to be shown on the outside? I mean, I guess maybe that's swimsuits when you think about it, but...
断る。絶対に嫌だ。断固拒否する。
ほう、そこまで強く言われるのでしたら私にも考えがあります。
Nope.
金輪際、シロの見立てた下着以外は身につけません。
何？
なんでそうなる？
では 同行してくださいますね。
分かったけど店の前までそれ以上は譲らない。
それでは意味がない。待ちなさいシロウ。何かその
Were they eavesdropping?
いえ何も。ご検討をお祈りします。恐縮千番恐悦至極では。
Alright. Comedy slice of life anime is what this mostly is, as I said before. They sprinkle with a little bit of mystery, about the fact that the whole time loop thing, that's pretty ominous. I like that. It does, change things up a bit when there is stuff like that. But anyway, there's not much to do except go here, which probably does nothing again. Think we have this scene before? Or maybe not, because remember, we did have a scene in this hallway before where we kept looking back, right? But nothing happens. Or maybe this is different. I look back towards the voice trying to stop me. Oh, okay, who are you? Who are you supposed to be? These random, I just don't know, this random character. And discover an underclassman I'm sure I've seen somewhere.
君確か1年の三辻みのりって言うんだけど、弓道部に入ってるんで知ってますよね。
Oh, Mitsuzuri's little brother.
ああ、三辻の弟さんか。道理で見覚えがあるはずだ。
Now that I think about it, I've seen him around since early spring. Sakura vouches that his archery skills aren't too shabby. Mitsuzuri criticizes him as all show and unacceptable, but she's the type that's harder in her family, so he might just be the club's most promising ace.
姉ちゃんの弟ってやめてもらえませんかね。君っていうのもやめてください。らしくない。みのりとかお前とか呼び捨てでいいっすよ。エミヤ先輩。
I think he said Minori or Omai will do, but Omai tends to be quite rude, Usually you don't say Omai to just random people.
じゃあ、みのりでいいか？ええ。それぐらい気安い方が楽でいいでしょ。お互い。
Because usually when you say Omai, at least as far as I understand, usually you're intentionally trying to be rude to someone, or you're ironically using it, sometimes when you're really close friends and you say Omai, you're not trying to be rude, you're just ironically being rude, even though you're super close, but anyway. I wonder if he's being impolite on purpose or because he just is. Either way, I can't say he makes a good first impression.
で、何か用があるのか、みのり。呼び止めたのはそっちだよな。あんたに用なんてないですよ。ただ、部活もやってない人間がブラブラしてるのって目障りじゃないですか。エミヤ先輩、そんなんでも元弓道部だし、一応何やってるか聞いておこうと思って。ちょっと調べ物をしてたんだよ。そっちは部活の帰りか？分かりきったこと聞かないでください。弓道部が終わったついでに教室に荷物を置きに来て、その帰りです。
I see. But even then, this is the third year's hallway. I don't think there are any first year classes here. We both keep our silence. It's awkward silence. Minori seems to have something on his mind, but he's certainly not saying it. Strange. He doesn't seem the type to hold back.
弓道部の調子はどうかな。部員として新部長どう思う？
I want to hear from a first year's perspective, not that of Mitsuzuri or Fujine.
的部長はよくやってると思うけど。
Which I assume it's Sakura, right? Because it was I think I can't remember. I can't remember the exact thing, but I think it was Mitsuzuri. She was the captain, but then Shinji was the captain, I think, and then now it's Sakura. I don't know, something like that.
俺も含めて素人が多いから結果が出にくいだけで。来年になれば誰だって納得するよ。 そうか。さくらのことだから一人で頑張りすぎてないか心配だったんだ。部員であるみのりがそう言うなら安心だな。
辞めた人間が何言ってんだか。部長にはあんたの心配なんていらないよ。たく未練があるなんてみっともね。
He's full of hostility. Perhaps Mizori's little brother is really upset by the fact that I quit the club.
なあ、途中で辞めたことで突っかかりに来たのか？
別に先輩に意見なんてないですよ。あれだけ車が立ってるのに途中で辞めるなら余人にはわからない理由があるんでしょうし、弓道場に顔を出すのもまあ勉強になるし、その日だけ姉ちゃんの機嫌も良くなるしで悪いことは少ないっすね。
Question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't get it. Why all this hostility?
用がないならここでいいか？もう少し校舎を回りたいんだが。
ああ、いや、ちょっと待てよ。あんたに用はない。あんたに用はないけど、姉ちゃんがあんたのが詳しいって言うからさ。その部長の趣味とか好きなものとか教えてほしいんだけど。
Oh, you have a crush on Worm Girl. Is that what it is? Now I get it. No, in this case it'd be hard not to.
ちょっと聞いてるんすけど、知らないならいいっすよ。それはそれでいいっすから。
いや、それなりには知ってるけど、それを聞いてどうするんだ？くだらないことに使うなら話はここで終わりだけど。
別にあんたに答える義理はないですけど。
俺もそっちに教える義理はないんだけどな。
姉ちゃんの言う通り食えないやつ。
The boy curses me softly. His attitude's a little stiff, but Minori seems to be a reasonable guy otherwise.
ですね、知りたいのは俺個人の問題ですよ。悪用もしません。贈り物の参考にするだけです。
なるほど。つまりさくらが好きなんだな。
Ironically, Shiro's not, normally he is a dense head, like typical harem protagonist, dense guy, but when it comes to other people, I guess he actually is more perceptive. At least in this instance.
別に好きとかそういうんじゃねえよ。
I'm like, baka.
ただ、もうすぐ秋大会だろう。部長、疲れてるみたいだから、なんとかしてやりたいだけだ。
He answers calmly. Except that his burning red face is about to set me ablaze as well.
なるほど、なるほど。で、さくらのどこが好きなんだ？
It's funny that Shiro's the one teasing him now.
人の話何も聞いてないっすね。
Normally it's Shiro being teased, but now he's teasing other guys. That's
聞い
hilarious.
てるってば。聞いてるから教えてほしいんだって。
Though I guess, in this timeline, in the Heaven's Feel, obviously, Shiro ends up with Sakura, but, maybe not in this instance, not in this, whole thing, in this whole, I would say timeline's weird, this weird, time loop line thingy, universe, world, I don't know what's going on, but I guess, Shiro is kind of open to that, because, maybe he didn't really pick Sakura this time or something, But I wonder if Sakura still has feelings for him. In that case, it's like a love triangle.
誠実さゼロ。言いたくないです。
He turns his face away. And again, silence. Okay. More breathing.
どこが好きってわけでもないんですけど。麻藤先輩、美人だから。
Bishi. It seems like he gave in to the silence. Yep, I'm sure Mrs. Uri loves to make fun of a character like this.
美人だからって、えらく抗議的な理由だな。そんなこと言ったら、三つも美人だぞ。
Bijin. I mean, well, that's kind of a weird thing to say because that's his sister, so.
姉ちゃんなんかと比べんなよな。そもそも姉ちゃんは女じゃないっすよ。
Okay. Oh wow, that's one bombshell of a statement to make while Mrs. Uri is anywhere within a kilometer-wide radius from here. This man is not to be underestimated.
いえ、今のは言葉のあやっすから。姉ちゃんには黙っててください。
ああ、頼まれても言わねえって。
She'd shoot me to death first if I did. I don't want my friend to get a criminal record, but more importantly, I value my own life.
話を戻そう、みのり。で、部長のどのあたりが好きなんだ？
It's also funny, we're having such an extended scene for a thing. You know, usually when you click on the question mark, icon on the scene selection or whatever, you actually don't get much of anything, but actually we're having such a long conversation. This random person, Minori.
その大人っぽいところとか。
ふむふむ。他には？
たまにみんなに見えないところでお茶こぼして赤くなってるところとか。めったにないけど、はしゃいでる時の柔らかそうな感じとか魅力的だと思うけど。
ふむふむ。次はこっちの番だな。さくらの趣味は今のところ料理ぐらいで、好きなものは江戸前屋の大判焼き。欲しがってるのはカジュアル系の洋服かな。
I'm not sure about the last one, but I think I heard her say something like that to Ryder the other day.
あんたさ、俺にそこまで教えていいのかよ。
仕方ないだろ。そこまで言ってもらったら教えないわけにはいかないじゃんか。
A third bout of silence. But since it doesn't look like there will be anything accomplished after this, I'll end it here.
じゃあな、秋大会頑張れよ。
いや、あんたに言われなくてもできるとこまでやりますけどね。
And Minori goes on his way. Well, what do you know? I knew soccer was popular, but I think that even Mizori's brother
けど、大人っぽいか。
caught me off guard. What can I say? Maybe it's just Minori-kun, or maybe that's how the underclassmen see it. Either way, soccer has become one fine senpai. Okay. Okay, day's over. Hang around, Emiya residence, and I guess, well, yeah, we'll talk to Saber about the Holy Grail War. We didn't talk about her. We didn't talk to her about that yet, so let's do that, I guess. Or after dinner, or did we talk about the Holy Grail War yet? I think not, because of the exclamation mark. I guess we should do that. Do that first. I really don't feel like it, but it's something I have to ask about at least once. What does Saber think about the restart Holy Grail War? Reminding myself not to get sentimental to the best of my ability, I call out to the other side of the sliding door.
今の状況をどう思っているかですか？
まあ、こうやって面と向かって話してなかったからな。一度は聞いておこうと思って。
それは構わないのですが、果たして私の話で手がかりがつかめるものか。シローの力になれればいいのですが。
力にならなくてもいいよ。今日はセイバーの話を聞きに来ただけなんだ。参考意見じゃなくて、普通にセイバーの考えを知っておこうと思って。
ああ、私の考えですか。
そう、今後の方針とか誰が怪しいとかそういうのでも構わない。セイバーが今の状況をどう思っていて、どこがおかしくて、これからどうしたいのかを聞かせてほしい。
A brief pause. It doesn't look like she's thinking about it too deeply, just gathering her thoughts. The silence makes me a little anxious and hopeful. Maybe Saber can point out something I haven't noticed?
そうですね。なぜ聖杯戦争が再開されたのか、私には分かりません。ですが、戦いが再び始まったのなら、勝利しなければならない。私のマスターに敗北は許しませんから。
なんか懐かしいセリフだな、それ。
はい。意識して使ってみました。シローが必ず勝利できるよう、願をかけてみたのです。
No, that's less like a prayer, more like lighting a fire under me. To a casual observer, that would look no less than a threat.
私の考えはそれだけです。騒ぎが起きないうちはこうして過ごし、何者かが牙を剥くのならこれを撃つ。
I mean, that's how everyone feels, I guess. All of the servants except Archer. Archer's the only one, we still haven't talked to him, but like, he's the only one that actually attacks us.
私たちサーバント自体が災いであるのなら、その災いをもって敵に思い知らせるのです。シローが言ってくれた通り、当然のように皆を守る力であるために。
Those were Saber's thoughts. Just like me, her position is to defend the peace. I'm glad to hear that, no question about it, but there's still a fundamental problem we're overlooking.
俺もその方針でいいと思う。けどセイバー、今の状況正しいと思うか？
それは言うまでもないことではないでしょうか。聖杯戦争が再開された以上、予断を許さない状況ですし。
そうだな。半年前みたいに全員がやる気になったら大変だ。まあ目的がないんだから誰も競争なんてしないんだけど。
Either way, I just want to hear what's right or wrong with Saber, from Saber herself.
そうですね。聖杯は私たちが破壊した。それだけは正しいと言い切れる。
We did? Okay, that's the first time I'm hearing of that. Because the vessel for the Holy Grail would be Ilya, or potentially Sakura. But apparently they destroyed it? I guess? Maybe? I don't know. In this, like, timeline anyway.
最後の夜、あなたと二人で長い石段を登ったことを私は忘れません。
Yeah, very similar to the Fate route. And also, I guess, the Unlimited Blade Works route. Not Heaven's Feel, however. In Heaven's Feel, you turn edgy. You turn to Saber Alter, so... It didn't happen in Heaven's Feel, but it did happen in UBW and the original Fate route.
まあ、その後は離れ離れになっちまったけど、最後には合流できたんだっけ？
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's usually how it happened.
お互い相手には苦労したと思うけど。
I guess, well, that could be either Fate or UBW. But again, I've heard that at least, you know, it's not the synopsis, but the little like general description about this visual novel is the fact that it's kind of vague. You know, it's like the actual route that happened in the Fifth Holy Grail War leading to this situation here never really was explained. So it's not either Fate nor UBW. It's like some other route that we've never really seen, I guess, maybe. But then this like time loop thing is also complicating things. So has it really happened? I don't know. Are these like fake memories? I don't know.
シローは神父を。その後、私は。
Okay. So her, the King of the Heroes, and Shiro, the Priest. I mean, that would be the Fate route, wouldn't it be? In that case? Mostly anyway. But then in the original Fate route, she did like disappear and everything, right? So, but she's here right now, so it's kind of like a weird alternate Fate route, maybe, is what they're referring to.
リンの霊樹で聖杯を破壊した。
Wyvern's command spell, though. I think, isn't that different? I think so. Right? That's different. Because that happens in UBW. That was the conclusion of the events of over half a year ago. I guess that's the only way Saber could have fought alongside me and still stayed in Fuyuki. Sort of similar to the good end of Unlimited Blade Works, where Saber and Rin are around, right? But I guess the priest, we fought the priest though. That's like kind of like a Fate route. It's kind of like a blending of both routes together, maybe. I don't know.
シロ、どうしたのです？不思議そうな顔をして。聖杯がなければサーバント同士では戦わないという考えはおかしいですか？
いや、基本的には正しいと思う。まあ他の連中に探りを入れて危険かどうか判断しなくちゃいけないけどね。
I've confirmed Saber's opinion. Next, I should talk to the other servants as soon as possible. Well, we kind of already did. We talked to Caster, we talked to Lancer, we talked to Ryder. Who else? I mean, there's 7 servants technically in the Holy Grail War. So let me just count real quick. So Caster, Saber, Rider, Lancers, 3 left. Did we talk to Assassin? I think we did. I don't know if we talked to him about the Holy Grail War in particular. Berserker can't speak, so we can't exactly talk to Berserker about that sort of thing. Who's left? I'm trying to think. Archer, obviously, but Archer's not around, so we can't talk to him either, so I don't know.
シロ、どうしました？トイレですか？
いや、話も聞けたし、今夜は早めに戻って休むよ。時間を取らせてすまなかった。
あ、はい。おやすみなさい、シロ。時間的にはまだ余裕がありますが、確かに疲れているようですし。
ああ。セイバーもおやすみ。
After the short exchange, I close the sliding door. It is completely dark outside. Peering through the window, I look up at the deformed moon.
いや、
Yes.
いろいろと都合のいい話をどうも。
Dark moon. My voice slips out absent-mindedly as if lured by the moon. It was still a fulfilling time, even if I didn't learn anything new. Well then, time to go back and get some sleep. Still, that moon is still, oddly dark. Okay, anything else here? No? Shinji is still the harbor? Well, we will leave him to his own devices. And there's nothing else, actually, so... Yeah, let's actually skip. So let's press skip. Boop. Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll skip again to nighttime, maybe? That's what I imagine you need to do, so... Let's do that. Nighttime again, we don't do much. We just... sit here all day. Well, there's a new scene, apparently. In the residence. Let's see. We can talk to Saber again. Okay. Let's do that. We can talk about the other option we had, so why not, I guess. I'm taking care of preparations for tomorrow's breakfast and the dishes that I've been putting off. The breakfast stuff is done, and while I'm making sure the oily frying pans are sparkling clean, everyone's relaxing after the meal and playing cards in the living room behind me. They've probably been at it for an hour already. At first, both Saber and Ryder were just learning the rules and was pretty quiet, but now, far from that, the atmosphere has become completely different. Ryder reaches for the card on the right. Ryder reaches for the card on the left. Oh, they're playing that game. Is it called, like, Old Maid, or... There's a lot of names for it, but, like, basically, you're trying to pick the card to match your own cards, but there's, like, one card left, that the one with the loser, if they have it in the end, then they lose, obviously. Well, Ryder draws one on the left as if it was only natural.
No time で見抜かれた？なぜ？どうして？どうやって？
I mean, I think it's called Old Maid, but I remember playing this kind of card game, when I was younger in school. I think we called it something else, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe like horse? Maybe that... No, I think it was something else. I don't know, I'm not sure. I can't remember what we called it. I feel like a lot of people call it different things. Well, there isn't much to it. Minor details aside, they're playing Old Maid. Whenever Fujine makes a face like that, the game definitely isn't going her way.
もう、ライダーさん強すぎよ、ほんと。きっと、独身術に違いないわ。いや、あるいは壁役がいると見た。例えばそこの家政婦。なぜ延々30分もフライパンを洗っているのか。
Finger guns. Very funny face there, very smug. Fujine points her fingers towards the kitchen. However, Ryder's sitting with her back towards me. If anything, I could be helping Fujine cheat by watching Ryder's hand.
はいはい。つまんないこと言ってないでゲームを楽しめ。そして負けに負け続け、完全なる負け犬として藤村組に逃げ帰るがいい。
Creak creak, I'm rubbing the underside of the pan.
おのれ、弟分の分際で何を言うか。変だ、負けないわよ。勝つまでやるもんね。所詮確率のゲームだもの。100回近くやれば勝ちも負けもイーブンなんだから。
Ow echoes in the distance. Compare this and this, repeat 100 times to determine whichever one is greater. What kind of game is that? That is, in a game that balances both luck and skill, you can't judge skill with just 1 or even 10 rounds. Skill is something that will be revealed over a long period of time, not a single match. That said, Fujine's line of thought will destroy her. Playing 100 rounds won't result in a tie, it'll just make their respective abilities painfully clear. Well, she seems to be an expert at deceiving herself with something like, let's see, I guess about 3 more times will be enough? 3 more summons is all we need. Well, in any case, it's 3 more rows. Eventually, I'll get that SSR. Fujine, her face as easy to read as ever, has another card drawn by a very apologetic-looking Sakura sitting to her side. Needless to say, the game ends with Fujine in the last place.
おかしいわよ。まさかさくらちゃんまで最近か。ひどい。今までずっと隠してたのね。
Now that's just funny.
藤村先生、ババ抜きはやめて違うゲームにしませんか？
例えば？
She's probably trying to come up with something where revealing your hand through facial expression doesn't matter as much. Bluff and present are the ones first out. That said, after a nervous breakdown, going feral and messing up the whole place, the remaining difficulties explain the rules to the other two.
先生、ブラックジャックはどうでしょう？
Ah yes, blackjack.
おお、いいわ。受けて立ちましょう。それは一体どんなルールなのですか？
Sakura proceeds to explain the rules while pretty much just playing with Fujine. There are fewer hands than in poker, and the game itself is just a slow accumulation of points, almost like a sword fight. Even letting your emotions show shouldn't make you lose, but...
バーストに次ぐバースト。これが噂のカード破産ってやつなのね。
Well, it's true that blackjack isn't a great choice for people who don't know when to stop. Okay. I guess she's just not very good at any kind of card game. Alright then, the blackjack round started with the score being reset to 0, yet the result is even more prominent, even than with Old Maid.
スペードのエース。失礼。ブラックジャックです。
That's right. Fujine, her hand full of face cards, and Ryder making use of her own intelligence, both have managed to hold on, but in the end, Saber emerged victorious. It's frighteningly addictive. Have a score higher than your opponent, you'll definitely win the round, Crazy instinct tells you. Gradually, the rules shifted, but basically Saber ended up facing the other 3 as the dealer. However, in a fight with Saber, the Great Dragon, all 3 of them had a weakness. Okay, Ryder's having weird faces as well. A lot of new faces they've drawn for this game. I guess Sakura and Ryder are 2 of a kind. They both have essentially 0 luck. They keep drawing fewer cards and never quite get enough points to be competitive.
また21超えたわよ。
It goes without saying that Fujine draws too many cards and destroys herself before she gets a chance to participate. And yet, come to think of it, she's the only one to sometimes win against Saber.
結局持って生まれた運の競い合いか。
And then there's her wild nature. It's like a battle between dragon and a tiger. Classic.
こうなったらレートを上げるわよ、セイバーちゃん。私とあなたの1対1。どう？10ゲームトータルの結果勝負で差し馬夕食のおかず1品っていうのは。それは大きく出ましたね、タイガー。つまり負けた方が常に空腹にあえぐということですか？
What a tragic fate.
そうよ。セイバーちゃんには大きすぎる勝負かしら？どう？この勝負受ける勇気があるかの？
Eyebrow movements, okay.
直後のゲームゆえ一生の心構えは封印していたのですが、いいでしょう。それほどの大勝負なら本気を出せるというものです。申し訳ありませんが、お腹が空くのはあなたです、タイガー。
Okay. Even though blackjack is pretty much, it's pretty much just luck. Well, Saber smiles with confidence.
セイバーちゃん、 まあ本気でやればカロリーを消費しますから。
But the thing is, no matter who wins, I will likely have to bear the damage. Whichever one will be gaining weight and whichever losing, it's inevitable that the one being starved will eventually revolt. In the end, it will simply come down to one more main dish portion for dinner. As a household treasure, I will not permit such an outcome.
はい、物騒な勝負はそこまで。お茶を入れたから一服しよう。
Tea and tea cakes in hand, I make my way through. Feeling the strength of Saber's assault, Fujine reluctantly stepped down. Thankfully, Saber promptly withdrew as well.
で、結局セイバーの圧勝か？はい、
全く歯が立ちませんでした。
We chat while sipping tea. Wait, why is everyone but Saber ignoring the tea cakes?
どうしたんだ？
その負け分の方に取られちゃってるんです。
Ah yes, instead of gambling with money, they gambled with food, I guess.
さくら、その言い分は人聞きが悪い。最初に賭け事にまで発展させたのは大河です。
最後だけじゃなくて初めっからギャンブルだったのか。
はい、そうすれば気合の入り方も違う。ゲームは大切なものをかけなければ嘘だと大河が提案しました。
藤井ね。
Oh, okay. As I glance to my side, she's lying down with her back towards me, totally innocent.
家主権限で賭け事は無効。みんなの共有財産なんだから個人資産にしちゃダメだぞ。ただし
I stop her as she leaps up in joy.
教訓としてバカなことを言い出した藤姉はお預けだ。なん
てこと言うのよ、シロー。お姉ちゃんはそんな子に育てた覚えはないわよ。
うるさい。教師のくせに賭け事を強制する方が悪い。少し反省してろ。
Fujine stomping her feet like a child.
バカで結構。口寂しいなら茶でも飲んでとっとと帰れ。
To reinforce my point, I take a tea cake and put it in front of Saber.
それと経緯はどうあれ約束したからには藤姉のお菓子はセイバーのものだ。なんだ、次こういうことになったらその時は藤姉に待ったをかけてくれ。
はい、今後は気をつけます。すみません、勝負事になるとつい熱くなってしまって。
Saber reflects on monopolizing the supply of confectionaries. I wonder if she did regain her calm.
甘い、甘すぎる。藤村ライガのイリアちゃんびいきばりに猫可愛がりをしろ。セーバーちゃんにも非はある。ギャンブルは参加した人間も捕まるのだ。はい、そんなわけで私にもおせんちょうだい。
Munch, munch, munch. Down goes the cracker. It's another common outrageous spectacle, but it did establish a new fact today. In a gambling game of 100 rounds, it takes merely 10 for Saber to establish herself as a master. She should play gadget games. Saber probably has supernatural luck or something. Oh, it says here, oh yeah, you can see. I don't know, for some reason in Fate Stay Night, you know, you couldn't see these little menus, but I guess in OBS you can. At least for Hollow Ataraxia. Skip the final. I guess we have to because we probably just die again. I imagine. Yep, or at least restart. I guess. And nothing happens. We just restart once again. So I guess we'll have to do something else in order to activate new scenes. We'll see, I guess, as we dive in and do another time loop. More time loops. Fate. Groundhog Day.